my badass boys and badass babes? It is your Lord's concubine, Sister Vixen. And as always, like, subscribe buttons, hit them, smash them, whatever you want to do. Today, we are going to be talking about making a child cry in church. All right, I know it's not the normal kind of subject that I usually bring up, but today, I got to tell you, I'm a little bit in trouble with the diocese again. Nothing new, but this time it's a little bit different than my normal pranks, my little bit of foolery, This time they're kind of a little bit more pissed off than normal. So, why did I get in trouble? Don't worry, I'll tell you the story, but first, I just got to give this disclaimer. It was all his fault. He did it, not me. I'm an innocent victim in all this. That little twerp is the guilty party, and I'll tell you my side of the story, aka the truth, in just a moment. But I just had to get that disclaimer off my chest because that little shit pissed me off. All right, here's what happened. Last Sunday, I go to church, and again, I'm innocent in this, believe it or not. All right, I am sitting in the pew. Okay, family X. I don't know who they are. I don't associate with them. I see them in the church from time to time. I don't know who they are. It's like, okay, I don't get it. But in walks this couple. They have a total of 3 kids, all under the age of 10. You have a 9-year-old, you have a 7-year-old, you have a 5-year-old, and all 3 boys look like their mother. I swear to God, it's eerie. They all have the same hair color. They all have the same, it is just like they just cloned the mother, and there's nothing of the father, thank God. That guy is butt woof ugly. A St. Bernard would look like a 10 compared to this guy. But I digress. All right, so let's get back to the story. So, I'm sitting at one end of the pew. They come in, and the kid, who's about 7 years old in age, is sitting next to me. He is a little snot-nosed brat, okay? He is making noise. He is kicking people. He is bumping me. I am trying to, pray before the sermon starts. So already this little shit is getting on my nerves. But hey, I'm in church. I just remember Jesus said, children are the blessed, blah, blah, whatever. You don't want to do anything to them. And so I just ignore it because, hey, he's young, he's innocent, and I can understand why he doesn't want to be there. Okay. Or so I thought. Okay. As the sermon goes on, he keeps poking me in my boob area, of all places. Why he wants to ask me something. He wants to let me know that he has something on his mind that he needs to share with me. All right, I ignore him at first. I smack his hand down and go, that's not polite. You don't touch people there in that area. Please don't do that. I was very quiet and very polite. And I looked over his mother and I said, can you please stop him from, touching me? It's not polite to do it in church. And oh my God, this got caught in there. All right, we'll just have to leave it. Nope, I got it off. Okay, thank God. Anyways, that was part of the script. That was actually just, how can I say, that just happened out of nowhere. Anyways, so the mother tells him to knock it off. Halfway through the sermon, the little shit is poking my boob again. And I can't karate chop a kid. I can't backhand a kid in the middle of a sermon. Oh my God, trust me, I want to, but I can't. I grab his hand and gently put it down and say, no, don't touch there. All right, a couple more minutes go by. He starts poking me in the rib cage this time. At least he learned not to poke there, because I was about ready to charge him $50 for every fucking poke he did. Anyway, so he starts poking me in the rib cage, and I look at him, and I just look at him, and I quietly look at him, and I say, what do you want? Okay, I should have been the bigger adult at that point. I should have been just not the bigger adult, but just the adult in the room. But after being poked in the boob several times and poked in the rib several times by a little smart-ass kid, one's patience tends to evaporate. I think Jesus could understand this, but you know what? We'll worry about that in a moment later. Because this is the point of the story where the devil would say, hold my calls, hold my beer. I want to watch what happens next. And I guarantee you, what happens next would even make the devil go, damn. All right. So I turn to him and go, what? And this is what the little kid said to me. Are you a prostitute? Oh my God, I can't believe I'm having this conversation with this kid. I go, honey, that's not the kind of language we use in church, okay? You shouldn't use those kind of words in church. I go back, face the preacher, the priest, whatever. I'm tired. I can't. This little kid has pissed me off, so whatever. He keeps poking me again, and I go, what? And he goes, Mommy says you're a hoe. I look at him, okay, that's not very polite to say that to me. It's not very polite to say that to anybody. We're in church. You should be more respectful to people. I go back to focusing my attention on the priest. Then he grabs my dress and starts yanking on it. I go, do you really want to have this conversation right now? And this is what the little boy tells me, word for word. Mommy says you're a prostitute. Mommy says you're a hoe. Aren't you supposed to be on fire or something in this building? Okay. I am trying my best. I am trying my best not to hurt the kid. Again, you cannot backhand a kid in church. You can't karate chop him. You can't do anything to a kid in church. And I am trying my level best. And I tell him to please knock it off, or otherwise I'm going to tell your mom that you're behaving badly and she can spank you outside in the hallway. Don't touch me again. Final warning. Now, you see right there, I gave him a final warning. I told him 3 times not to do it. So what happened next, I'm totally exonerated from, at least in my book. And, well, the church doesn't think so, but anyways, a couple minutes go by, and again, he is yanking on my dress. And I'm about ready to choke slam a kid in the middle of the church. I look over him, you can just tell my eyes, because I can tell at this point, he's just doing this just to piss me off, and it's working too. I look over at him, and I don't say anything. And all I see from this little kid is, first of all, this demonic smile. And this is what he says to me. Looks back over me with this demonic smile and says this phrase. Aren't you too old for being a prostitute? Okay. I could live with certain things. I can handle so much. I'm only human. All right. And so I can't physically attack this kid. Okay. I can't do, anything physical to the kid. All right. There was a time and a place where parents would allow you to discipline to discipline their kid, but that day has long gone. All right. And I can't do it in church because guess what? There are unwritten rules, as I have learned in previous incidences, where yes, there was a time where I may have accidentally smacked a kid in church, but that's another video. It was worth it. Anyways, so I am now at my breaking point. I have broken. I am now, forget about all the rules, forget about all forms of decorum. This little shit needs to be taught a lesson. So, what do? I stand up in front of the whole entire congregation. I look down at the smiling little shit that he is. And I say to him in a not so quiet voice that got everybody's attention, I go, yes, I am a prostitute. Yes, I am old. And your daddy does not have a problem rendering my services. Your mommy is laying in bed. and you should be grateful that your father even took the time to have sex with your mother in order to reproduce your little sorry ass. Now stop poking me in my boob and leave me alone. You would think that normal people would be on my side, but at this point, the whole entire congregation has stopped. The music, the choir was singing, dead quiet. The choir master is pissed off at me because I interrupted him again. There's another reason why the choir master is pissed at me. A couple years ago, someone may have accidentally dropped some tablets of, ecstasy in the communion wine, and all of a sudden, Mother Superior was bumping and grinding on him during a certain little sermon. But hey, I digress. I paid for that sin. But anyways, the whole damn congregation is looking at me. This kid is now crying. I have reached a new level. I have made a kid cry in the middle of a sermon. Okay, this is new for me. And at this point, I figured, hey, I'm already wet. Let's just get even deeper. Not the philosophy to go with, for the record, if you were involved in a situation like this. Sometimes discretion is the better part of valor, and sometimes you just need to walk away from the situation. But in this case, I thought, you know what the hell? I'm already wet. Let's just dive into the deep end. So here he's crying, and I start berating him about how he's a little scared punk-ass bitch who can't take it. In front of the congregation. I am looking at him. Yeah, go cry to your mommy. She's right over there. Go cry. Go ahead, cry, you little punk bitch. Again, not the thing to say in church, but I said it nonetheless. So, all that good credit that I've been building up, I used a good chunk of that with the diocese. Because here is the aftermath of it. I don't get called in the day after. I get hauled in to the diocese office right then and there. And they are not reading me the riot act. Oh no, that has been done. They are now taking turns tag teaming between the bishop and a few other people that just happened to be there at the, well, let's just face it. They just wanted to yell at me. That's what it was. So here they are yelling at me about proper respect, proper decorum, and how could you do that to the kid? And I said, in my defense, at least I didn't choke slam the little bastard. He deserved it. He kept poking me in the boob. He kept poking me in the rib cage. He kept tugging on my dress, and I really like this dress. It's a nice dress. Really, it's light. It's airy. It feels good on my body. It fits. It's my color. All those things that every woman can appreciate in an outfit. But no, this little shit here is trying to destroy it. So, I kind of explained this to them. But it doesn't matter. I'm in trouble with the diocese. Now, because of him, I have to do, some community service with the church. That's just my way of saying I have to volunteer next weekend at a certain, church event, which I won't get into because God knows I don't need any more harassment. So anyways, life lesson. If some little kid is poking at getting your attention, just talk to the parent. Please tell them to, bring the kid over to them. So this way you don't make a fool of yourself in church like I did. But to be fair, it was almost, I don't know, kind of maybe yes or no. I'll let you know after I get done with my community service. Anyways, I gotta tell you, who's your Lord's concubine? And bye-bye.